with that borrowed money. It spends it on schools, hospitals, infrastructure, pensions, benefiting those same citizens. It's a closed loop. Now we come to the mechanism that really explains how this entire system works. It's something that sounds arcane, but it's absolutely fundamental. Quantitative easing, or as it's sometimes called, QE. Here's what quantitative easing actually is. Central banks create money out of thin air. And I mean literally, create it. Digitally, with keystrokes, and use that newly created money to buy government bonds. Let me say that again, because it's important. The Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, the Bank of Japan, they don't have to find money somewhere to lend to their governments. They create it. They increase the numbers in their accounts. That money didn't exist before. Now it does. During the financial crisis of 2008 and 2009, the Federal Reserve created about $3.5 trillion this way. During the COVID pandemic, they created another 4 trillion. The money didn't come from anywhere. It was simply created. Now, before you think this is some kind of elaborate fraud, let me explain why central banks do this and how it's supposed to work. During a crisis, a financial meltdown, a pandemic, the economy seizes up. People stop spending because they're afraid. Businesses stop investing because there's no demand. Banks stop lending because they're worried about defaults. This creates a vicious cycle. Less spending means less income, means less spending. The government needs to step in, build hospitals, send stimulus checks, save failing banks, whatever the emergency requires. But the government also needs to borrow enormous amounts of money to do this. In normal times, there might not be enough willing lenders at reasonable interest rates. So the central bank steps in, it creates money and buys government bonds, keeping interest rates low and ensuring the government can borrow what it needs. The theory is that this newly created money will flow into the economy, encouraging lending and spending, and help end the recession. Once the economy recovers, the central bank can reverse the process, sell those bonds back into the market, destroying the money, bringing things back to normal. That's the theory. Reality is more complicated. The first round of quantitative easing after the financial crisis seemed to work reasonably well. It prevented a complete economic collapse. But here's what else happened. Asset prices exploded. Stock markets soared. Real estate prices jumped. Why? Because all that newly created money ended up in the hands of banks and financial institutions. They didn't necessarily lend it out to small businesses or home buyers.